Hey guys, Jerry here with Cole Banker and therealestateprofessional.com, and today we're here with Glenys Moss to ask a few questions about home staging. So Glenys, please tell us a little about what is home staging.
Well, Jerry, home staging is getting your home ready for the market. It's a way to maximize the assets that you have in your house, any architectural detail. And it's also it's a method that you use to minimize any features that might not be that attractive. Say you had a beautiful big living room. And I walk in and the first thing I see is a 50-inch screen TV. That's the focal point. I would look for another place in that house where I could place that TV. And there might be a corner downstairs, or there could be a little room downstairs that you could turn into a media room, and that's like a really big bonus if you were able to have a media room in your house. It's one of the things people are looking for today. Once the process is finished, your home is ready to market, and it's a product. And the phrase that's been used for years is the way you live in your house is not the way to sell your house. And people really have to understand that. Is when you're ready to sell your house, you have a product that needs to go to market, and it needs to go to market to suit the buyers, not to suit the people who live in the house.
So Glenys, if a seller hires an interior decorator to decorate their home, do they still need a home stager?
Jerry, that's an excellent question, but they do need a home stager, because an interior decorator's job is to make a home suitable for her client. So they take into account how that client lives, how the family lives. They make that home work for that client. Now, as a home stager, it's my job to know what demographic might be interested in that home. Then I have to work with the homeowner to make that home appeal to who we think the buyers are. And we do that by taking out the personality that the interior decorator put into it. We don't take out the warmth. We don't take out what would make the house inviting. We make it do as much as we can to make it appeal to as many buyers as possible. If a home stager does their job right, it could appeal to a lot of buyers, and they could end up in a position where they have multiple offers.
So Glenys, I have clients that come to me and they're looking for home stagers. Where would they find some?
Well, it's not too difficult. There's lots of home stagers around these days, but I'd say the first place to try would be with your family, your friends. See if anybody's used a home stager, or if they've had a friend that's used a home stager, and if they were happy with them. And then there's always Google, and you just go to Google and type in St. John's home staging or home stagers in St. John's, and you will find some people. You'll probably get their websites, which is great because you can check out. They may have their services listed. They may have their fees listed. Could be some testimonials, and they should for sure have a portfolio before and after pictures. And once you've found some home stagers, I would recommend that you interview two at least, and I'd interview them at your home if possible, or at their place of business.
So if you're sitting down with your home stager in the interview process, what are some personal qualities that you should be looking for?
The good thing about interviewing them in person is that you can also pay some attention to their personal qualities. Can they communicate clearly? Are they organized? Do they have a professional appearance? Those types of things matter, and it helps evaluate whether you have the right home stager or whether you don't.
So Glenys, we found the home stager, so at that point, what can my clients expect the home stager to actually do?
For the most part, the initial consultation is the same with all home stagers. They come into your home, and they'll walk around each room in your home, the exterior of your home. They'll take some pictures. Most home stagers prefer to do that by themselves, not with their client. And then what happens, there's two routes you can go at that point. Some stagers will then take the homeowner and walk around the house or the home with the homeowner, giving that person the notes of what needs to be done, what their suggestions are, that type of thing. Other home stagers will then take their notes home and create a report that is sent back to the homeowner with their suggestions. That second one costs a little bit more, but it gives you a document that you can refer back to. Depending on the home stager may suggest to the client just a simple redesign. Maybe the house looks great, you just need to move a little, some furniture, add some accessories, but overall the home looks good. On the other hand, Jerry, maybe your client needs a lot of work on their house, and they need to paint, They might need to upgrade their cabinets. They could have to upgrade their fixtures, their lighting fixtures, their plumbing, that type of thing. Under those circumstances, you would expect that the home stager would be able to give them some advice on color, that she would be able to help them with cost-effective ways to do the upgrades, that she might even have contractors that she can recommend that they can use. In some circumstances, she may even act as the project manager on it. The other thing is you might decide to carry out the work yourself, or your client might decide to carry out the work themselves. Under those circumstances, what you would expect is that the home stager would come back just before the pictures are taken and do a final polish. Maybe a picture needs to be moved, maybe you need a little thing here or there, but that's the type of thing that could be done.
So Glenys, how much does an actual home staging consultation cost?
Jerry, in terms of costs and how much it would cost to have a home staging consultation, you'd expect to pay about $200. That's a ballpark for St. John's. It'll vary depending on the size of your home. If you have a 2,000 square foot home, $200 is a good ballpark. You got a 3,500 square foot home, you're going to have to pay more.
So Glenys, can you tell us about some of the mistakes that people make when staging their home for sale?
Well, there's any number, Jerry. One that really does break my heart are the people who refuse to paint their oak cabinets. Oak cabinets are outdated. Sometimes they're not in great shape. People can have great kitchens. The layout is great. The mounted cabinetry is good. But people are going to walk into that house and they're going to say, we need to replace the cabinets. And what those homeowners need to do is they just need to paint the cabinets. People are buying painted cabinetry is a big thing these days. The other thing that I think people make a mistake with is something that I call equity versus ego. And in that case, it's when your vendors say, I bought this house and it looked like this. If I bought it, other people will buy it. And I think it's a big mistake. People are leaving money on the table. And I think really, if you give it enough time, you will find a buyer. You might have to make a price reduction. You might have to wait 6, 8, 9 months to get a buyer, but it will sell eventually. My job as a home stager is to help your clients get the most money for their home in the least amount of time.
So Glenys, tell me, what is most often changed by a home stager?
Jerry, there's like 3 areas that come to mind. One would be people often hang their artwork too high. Their accessories are too small and too numerous. Then if you have an open space, the space doesn't come together. And rearranging furniture. It's important that you create impact when you come into a room. So the artwork needs to be hung at eye level and bigger is better. If you have a lot of small accessories, it just looks crowded and cluttered. And the last area where we most frequently work with the homeowner is rearranging furniture. That can be done to improve traffic flow. It can be done like if people have a large room and all their furniture is on a wall, which is what a lot of Newfoundlanders do. You pull the furniture off the walls and you create warm, comfortable seating areas.